Hello, and welcome to the first lecture of the semester. What is family? This is part one of the two-part series, Family in the Institutional Arena. So, when I asked you last week in your online bio to give me your definition of family, we got a variety of answers. But how does society define family? Well, if we look at the census definition, a family is a group of two people or more, and one of those has to be the householder, who are related by birth, marriage, or adoption, and these people must be residing together. So this definition doesn't consider friends, extended family members, or pets to be family. It also doesn't consider children who may have moved out of the house to be family. Do we agree with this definition? What about some other definitions in society? We'll take the military for example. Formally, a military family by definition is a unit that may consist of a husband, wife, and children, with either the husband or the wife as the primary military enlisted. Informally, a soldier's unit is referred to as one's brothers and sisters. And then we have the Federal Office of Personnel Management, who defines family as an individual with any of the following relationships to the employee: their spouse and their spouse's parents, any of their children and their children's spouses, their own parents and their parents' spouses, any brothers and sisters that they may have and their spouses, their grandparents and grandchildren and any spouses those people have, a domestic partner and the parents of their partner, including the domestic partners of any individual in those first five people that I listed, and any individual related by blood or affinity whose close association with the employee is the equivalent of a family relationship. So, according to the Office of Personnel Management, anyone the employee defines as family is family, including friends. That number 7 bullet marks basically allows friends or pets to be a closely related individual. So how did you personally define family? Well, for many of you, you mentioned loved ones. Several of you mentioned really close friends, your ride or dies, and a few of you mentioned your pets. So I've included a picture of my own pet here at the bottom. But why are there so many definitions? Well, the biggest reason is that family is a social institution. Now, social institutions are systems of behavioral and relationship patterns that are densely interwoven and enduring, and they function across an entire society. Now, they order and structure the behavior of individuals by means of their normative character. So what this means is that family is determined by the norms of society that they are present in, which means that the definitions of family can change based on where the family is enacted. It's also important to remember that the family is not an isolated entity. This means that outside forces shape what it means to be family. Now, your textbook gives several examples of how different institutions interact. Think daycare, marriage licenses, and welfare. These are like the interactions in daycare, the interactions between the market and the family. You're paying someone to take care of your children, which was something that families used to do back in older days. Marriage license, you are getting permission from the state to be a family, and welfare is like a combination of all three. You have made arrangements with the state to be able to purchase things from the market at either a decreased value or with assistance from the state. What are some other ways? What about education? You are attend a public high school, so the state has agreed to educate you as part of society. Now, this was something that in the before the 1900s was not really done. The family provided education for people. So, in conclusion, depending on the context, family can be defined in different ways. So for our purposes, let's just focus on the legal definition that's presented in our textbook. It's also very important to remember that families do not exist in a vacuum. They are shaped by outside forces such as the government, the media, and the church. Think about all the ways that these different groups interact to shape what your family's belief systems are. So this concludes part one of our lecture series. Please move now to part two, where we're going to discuss a little bit about the theory involved.